What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show podcast. This is, of course, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. I'm your host, Jim Minton, Dickie Wabash, and joining me today, coming back after about a month or so away from the podcast, the 5'7" gift from heaven, Oliver Cain, has joined us. Oliver, it seems like that you only like to come on here after we have a show so that we can talk about how good of a job we did on our show.
I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. You're busy with everybody else.
Yes.
And normally I'll fill in when everybody else is busy or someone gets sick. So
yeah, that's essentially what it is. I mean, it's whoever, like, I have a roster of people that I look at and I'm like, is this person available? Is this person available? Oh, Oliver hasn't been on in about a month. It's probably time to bring him back on. Plus, we have some big news that we really want to get into. We're going to get into that in the back half of this podcast. But before we get too far into it, I just want to say that we are, of course, coming off of MadBash Wrestling, the Gang Wrestles for the Troops, and yeah, we're going to talk about how good of a show it was. Yeah, we're going to talk about some behind-the-scenes stuff. But the one thing that I want to get out of the way straight away is what's important to me the most about that show is that we were able to raise roughly $250 for the American Legion Post on top of what they made at concessions, on top of their rental, what we paid for renting the building. So they were able to walk away with a decent chunk of money. Look, I made the comment, this show was more than just a clever reference to It's Always Sunny. Really not even that clever because it was dead on right. It's straightforward what it was. But no, it was Memorial Day weekend. We wanted to give back, and that's exactly what we did. To me, that's the most important thing about Saturday.
yeah, I mean, who knows what they made in concessions? That's not our money, so we can't ask. But I don't know. We might, I mean, from both our shows, we might have to have an Iggy that we give to the bartender to stop giving certain people alcohol of the fans, and it's the same group both times. So.
I think they might be pulling the old Texas switch on people and coming in there with their own brown bags, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
might need to address that one. But no, I will put it this way: they sold out on concessions. So I can probably make a rough estimate in my head of what they made. But yeah, man, that little things that you don't think about until you're actually in the moment of, oh, we should probably address this. There were a few rambunctious fans, and we kind of knew what we were getting into because we had some moments on the last show, and we'll be on our best behavior, Scouts honor, honest engine. Boy, they sure were not. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, they're not used to it. I mean, another great show.
Mm-hmm.
I think both shows have been equally as good. I think the crowd was a little hotter this time, but I think it was because we showed them a great show last time, and they hadn't had wrestling in a long time, so they kind of knew more what to expect. Christian Rose bringing in a lot of friends and family, and they know how, what to look for, and it's just amazing having guys. New guys on the show, new guys that hadn't worked for MadBash yet, and just expanding that, the great vibe in the locker room, and having, I don't care. I'll be honest with you. We talked about it. Part of the MadBash stuff when we first kind of got together was, you had a vision of what you wanted to do, and I felt I could help, and I felt I could bring in guys that I hadn't seen in a while that might not have been exposed as much in the area, or just I knew they were good guys and they and they wanted to kind of help people grow and grow themselves. And the fact is, you look at the roster, everybody wants to work with everybody. Everybody's excited to work with everybody. People get to connect on the shows, and
There was a lot of that.
You know, you don't even have a real, we don't have to do a lay down of the law like pre-show meeting that people have to do, because everybody that's there knows how to act. They know, we check with each other. We make sure we're not redoing the same thing every match, which is something that's missed a lot.
Pet peeve of mine, one of my biggest pet peeves. And listen, it's blatantly obvious that whenever Oliver and I come on here and we talk about the show, that we're going to get a little bit inside baseball. That's just the way it is. I think that's why a lot of people subscribe to the Spot Show podcast, so that they can hear some of the behind the scenes stuff and all that. So we're not like, we're doing that proverbial bending, if you will. We're not doing that full blown break, but yeah, like Oliver was saying, one of the coolest things for me was Dillinger walks into the locker room. Eric Dillinger walks into the locker room, and there were at least 2 or 3 people that were like, "Oh my God." And it was just like, so happy to reconnect with him. And that's the big one, the big reconnection was Christian Rose to primetime Ollie Tharp, the referee. Yep. Ollie was very instrumental in Christian Rose's career in the early stages. And he has not seen Ollie in probably a decade. So getting to reconnect them, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. We can sit back and talk about how good the matches were or how the environment, whatever. It's those little subtle things that, to me, just are that extra cherry on top.
Yeah, it's like Kabuki. No, that's my favorite bit. I'm sorry. That's for Anthony Powers. He loved Harley, and then there's that famous promo where Harley's listing people off, and he goes, his mind goes blank for a second, and it pauses for it seems like an eternity, and he's like, Kabuki. But it goes back to a guy like Ollie, who has been a part of our lives, and but sometimes when we branch off in different directions, you won't see each other for 5-10 years, because you have shows that you see everybody in certain, you know what I'm saying, like
I know exactly what you mean.
The network changes, but then you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I can see him. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen him forever. And Ollie is the Iron Man. Well, we had Chris help, but Ollie was the Iron Man.
Yes, I want to get into him soon.
That's what I heard.
Okay. I can't even misspeak when I'm around Oliver.
I let one go earlier. We'll talk about after the show.
Okay. Wonderful.
If I remember it. But yeah, no, it's just having that, like with Walt, the last show, and Walt in the future, and Beef coming back, and like all these guys that just want to be part of something that's everybody says the locker room's easygoing and great. And there's no one fighting about, political stuff, because it's just like we're throwing a party where we get to have fun matches that are ran by professionals who know how to be professional. So you don't have to like put a foot in their ass and be like, hey guys, now don't do this. No, they know how to work in front of crowds, whether it be in Chicago, whether it be in St. Louis, whether it be in Philly. They know how to tailor to the certain crowd that they're at. And they enjoy just working and having a good time and being around like-minded individuals, in a sense that there's no drama, there's no stress. It's just everybody wants everybody to kill it out there. So
there is stress if your name is Dickie Wabash, because I think I find reasons to be stressed about, like, it's like 30 minutes until the official call time, and I'm like, nobody's here yet. And then like, but I'm always loose with call time. Like I just tell people, it's like, look, as long as you're here before doors open, I don't really.
I got to. Oh yeah.
Tell this story. Is this the story that I'm thinking of?
Yeah. Speaking of call time, when Saban got there, he was a little bit later than the call time, which it was no big deal because we kept
no big deal.
I said, "Hey man, what's your ETA?" He gave it to me. He comes in after the match, after the show, we're talking. And he goes, "Your flyer got me out of a ticket." So he's driving down from Chicago and going through the small towns that you have to do to get to Marshall, Illinois.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're, through some of those small towns, you drop signal. So his GPS had him all. So he was he gets pulled over and the cop asked him, what do you, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I don't know where I'm at. I'm trying to figure this. I'm going to be wrestling here. He's telling the cop, and the cop's like, oh, Marshall, that's my old stomping ground. Oh, and he goes, and it's like, oh, and it's for the troops. And he's like, oh, okay, well, you just head down this way and you turn that way. And, you're doing a good thing. I'll just let you go. Don't worry about it. So he got out of a possible ticket because of the show, which is hilarious.
Being called the Gang Wrestles for the Troops, All Star Spangled Out. I'm wrestling in Marshall. Oh, that's my hometown. That may be my new favorite story that I have ever heard in a locker room, that we prevented Saban Gage from getting I'm assuming a speeding ticket, or maybe looking at his phone, whatever.
Yeah,
point is,
probably.
He was able to get out of a ticket because of a MadBash wrestling show. And that is a feather in the cap. I will say I told the story. I think it was on
next show is going to be called Back the Blue, or for our firefighters, first responders,
Yeah. I can't remember if I think I told this on Paid Show last week. I know I told it for sure though, of where on my way to my last EPW show, I got a speeding ticket, and or almost got a speeding ticket. Mm-hmm. And I played I'm on my way to a wrestling show, because they ask, I'm not going to tell, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to a wrestling show, and not saying that that's the reason that I got out of the ticket, but I feel like you drop something unique like that, the cop is going to be like, oh, okay, cool. And then you drop one of those, hope to see you at the show, and, something like that. But yeah, mine, I can say I maybe got out of a ticket. He definitely got out of a ticket. And that's something else, man. That is, what a story. What a story.
I am so glad that we were able to have him on the show. He's such a talented guy, and he's really starting to blow up in Chicago. And I think they're going to be he's going to be working overseas in the future. And it's just, I remember during the COVID times, I was, long story short, a lot of these guys, I was the first older veteran to have a match with them and really work with them and put them over, and not be like, and kind of help them a little bit with, okay, this is how we would put this together to make sense. So what do you want to do? Because a lot of people are selfish. A lot of people don't. And to me, I was like, if I know this kid's good and he's got a good attitude, and I know he was being trained by Hades, so I could take that. Same thing with, I knew Beef rode with the Hooligans and Frank Wyatt, Lumpy, and it's just, to me, is if I can help these guys out, if I can instill a little bit of the stuff that I have, so they don't repeat mistakes that I've had, or maybe when they run into a situation, they'll know how to act accordingly and keep themselves from getting heat, or put them in the right mindset where they're not as frustrated by things that are just, you have no control over. Because at the end of the day, we've talked about this, and as much as we love MadBash and we want it to succeed, we both kind of have talked about, we want it to be a great alternative to, because a lot of the guys that are coming in that get, it's an easy night where you can work hard and have a good match. But if you have an opportunity for TV, you have an opportunity for a bigger show, and you let us know ahead of time, we're not going to be pissed or frustrated with you, because at the end of the day, we want all you guys to succeed. We want all you guys, all the younger guys that are a part of MadBash. And it's been a big pleasure of mine to see the growth of Devontae. I mean, working with Christian Rose and Christian Rose, them going out there. And the best way I can say about the match is it didn't look like anything was scripted. Like, you knew there were spots, you know how it is, but they played off each other and things looked natural. And that's really hard to do. And it to me,
especially when it's the first time that you're in the ring with someone.
Yes. It flowed. It felt natural. It was, even, I mean, to a trained eye, you could even see, oh man, how they did that, how they got there, and they looked and they covered it up and it looked natural, which I feel like that's what we're really trying to accomplish with MadBash, is to make wrestling look more natural and more of a fight than guys out there dancing or doing charades.
Yeah, I would say that it's definitely one of the things we're trying to accomplish with MadBash. We're trying to establish a multitude of things. But one thing you said to me that really stuck out, there's a couple things you said that really stuck out, but I'm not going to go there. Let's just say that, if you get a TV opportunity, good for you. Just let me know more than a few hours before showtime. One thing that I'm not saying that we are the best example of this, because I'm sure that there are other examples of this that are far better. You just explained the importance of connection, of building these connections in wrestling. You used the connection that you had with Sabin Gage, the connection that you had with Beef. Let's pivot a little bit to the connection that Dalton Davis had with Eric Dillinger, the history that they had. There was a match that needed filled in for some reasons. And the connection that I had made with someone in the past, I was able to quickly get that spot filled and stuff like that. I think that if you hear this and you don't realize, we talk about it all the time, but this is the best example in this particular moment. Build those connections with these people, because you never know when you're going to get a phone call from Oliver Cain that's like, hey man, I'm helping this new company out. We have a spot for you. Or even to then bring it to us, Christian Rose could be like, hey, Dreamwave needs a spot filled. What are you doing? Do you want it? Can you come try out, or can you come do this, or can you come do that? The environment that we are trying to foster, you said that what we're trying to create is where it doesn't look like a dance out there or whatever. You are correct. But as I stated at the top of this, we're trying to create a multitude of things, and it's all really coming together very well. And I'm very happy with it.
Also, it's one of those situations where, like, if we get messages from guys that, like, if Christian Rose were to say, hey, I got these training kids, I got this young kid that needs, just needs looked at and would be really good. Okay, you're on. Like, because, with that type of the relationship that's built and people that will vouch for you, they're same with a Beef hit us up and said, hey, we got some guys. Could you use these guys? They're available. 100%.
Which there's no if there. You're using two examples that legitimately happened.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Because if someone says, hey, if I get a message from somebody say, hey, this person's going to be in the area, they're looking for work, do you have any dates? Yeah, for this, if it's being reached out by certain people of people that, we have cultivated these relationships with. And at the end of the day, to use MadBash as a point, like, to build new relationships. Like, you look at what Hans and Zach have done. I mean, I'm super excited because I met Hans on a show and we just bullshitted. And when we needed a guy, I'm like, we need to bring Hans in. I want to give this guy, I said, at worst, he's going to be a great part of the locker room. He might not be the best in the world, but he came in and he killed it. And he's another guy from that works in Chicago, does a phenomenal job. I also am so I would just want to go on the record and say how excited I was to see Dalton Davis really get the bug again and be like just the enthusiasm he has and having him at every show again.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It was the first time I ever met Dillinger, and I
you've never met
that guy. No,
dude,
we were like ships in the night, you know.
So I've really only had maybe 3 conversations with Dillinger. And I was just telling Dalton this. Here's what is amazing about Dillinger, because I have seen so many people on his level, because he's pretty fucking stout, that they'd be like, it's nice to meet you. And it's like, brother, I was just on a show with you 2 months ago. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dillinger was like, oh, dude, so good to see you again, man. And he remembered the last time I talked to Dillinger in person was probably half a year ago or more. And the fact that he remembered me and he was able to do that, and that's so cool, man. Like I'm going to say this right now. There is not a single person in that locker room that I can look at and not say that I don't want them to succeed. I think I phrased that right. Like I want the world for every single person that we had in that locker room. And this, I don't care if this comes off a kind of way, but Dillinger might be at the top of that list just because of how genuine of a nice guy he is. But I mean, I could say the same thing for Devontae. I could say the same thing for Xander Pride. I could say the same thing for Colby Jack. I get for Hans, Zach, you, of course, Dalton. Again, I'm just going to run down the roster that we had on the show. But no, it's like, we even said that in the meeting, I believe, because I had to leave for a minute to go handle some business, and you took over for me. Yeah. And we made the comment of like, we want to be the alternative. Like, we still want, don't make that, don't twist that we're not trying to grow this brand and make it all that we can be, but we want it to be a hit up of like, hey man, I know I committed to this. However, I just had an amazing opportunity arise. Yeah. And definitely cancel on us, you know.
That's because
with like, enough notice.
You were in the business and workers, and it depends on what the opportunity is. If you get a fucking call and say, hey, I got extra work at this pay-per-view, I'm sorry, they just called me right now. I'm like, go ahead, brother. Go get that paycheck. Go get your name out there. Go get, you know, this. Like, it's not, you know, it's and we want to see the guys. Like, I would like to see guys succeed so we don't use them anymore, because then we can fill in another block.
Yes.
Like, why the hell would I not want the guys that I knew coming up, like, or I helped a little coming up? Why wouldn't I want them to succeed and you know, be the best they can be? Oh man, I had this opportunity. I can go overseas. Oh man, Tony wants to use me on this. Go for it. Oh, ROH wants to use me. Oh, you know, I got to try out for NXT. I got to try out for JCW, whatever. You know, something that can get them, you know, NWA, Major League Wrestling, Maple Leaf Pro, any of that shit. I want these guys to like just blow up and be able to pay their bills doing what they love. You know? Exactly. Because then I could be like, hey, you know any younger cats that are looking for, and they send me a new cat, and I'll tell you what, I still get excited meeting new people and talking to them and finding like wrestling soulmates in a sense that want just to have good shows and good matches and not deal with the bullshit.
Yeah. And it's still crazy to me that you had never met Dillinger. That's nuts to me. It's just hard to picture that there's people that you've not met because you've been around for so long.
I think I might have been on like maybe at one of the New Wave shows,
but it could have just been ships in the night, like you said.
Yeah, because I think didn't he have a teammate that had like wore a monocle? I think I wrestled that guy once.
Yeah, he was a part of a tag team called High Society when he first started out.
Yeah, but it was like a steampunk style.
I was out of the business at the time. I'm not very familiar with that time period. I'll probably be getting a message from Dalton being like, yes, his partner did, or no, his partner did not. And that's another one too, that like Dalton, for example, like he was the first MadBash wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him still on board after all these years is really cool. I think that he has been open and honest about how sometimes like he just kind of goes in ebbs and flows with the business. And it's good to see you touched on it. Good to see him back in a flow, man. It's very good to see him back in a flow and not an ebb, which by the way, can confirm that an ebb is a downtick and a flow is an uptick. According to Jason V, he smartened me up to that. He went to Google and figured that out. But
yeah, it's like just seeing how motivated and excited he is to just be a part of it and have fun with it. And
we all are.
Like I said, just I understand that, but I mean him
specifically, yeah.
Yes. Because life gets in the way and people deal with things, and not saying he was, but like, sometimes you get frustrated with a certain thing, and then all of a sudden you find that thing that makes you happy again about it. Yeah. Like you rediscover why you fell in love with it. And man, just having him at shows and seeing him just enjoying himself and putting on great matches, it makes me extremely happy. It makes me filled with like, joy and shit like that. So
yeah, I think we get into the post show on Page Show, because boy was it an experience. No, man. So I'm labeling him the first ever MadBash Green Kid, technically, because you've had a hand in helping him. Dalton has had a hand in helping him. He discovered the business because of MadBash. And of course, you've heard us talk about him, Green Kid Chris. He got to referee his first official matches ever this week. And that was really cool to see him get to do that. This is a story that he will tell at some point. He's asking me all the time, when am I going to be on the podcast? When am I going to be on the podcast? When am I going to be on the podcast? And I'm like, soon. But, I'm not trying to put his business in the streets at all, but he had a setback in training and he is now back and ready to roll. Dalton comes up to me and he goes, hey man, why don't you let Chris ref a match or two? And I knew that we were going to be doing a pre-show match. And I'm like, I can do pre-show. And then he goes, okay, that's fair. That's completely fair. He goes, what about if you throw him in there with me and Eric? And I was like, do you trust him? And he's like, yeah, I think he'd be good. And he said, plus, peek behind the curtain. He said, it's a good way to learn a match, to be able to be, because you're in there and you're watching it physically play out. Because as I stated, Chris has been out of it for a bit because he had a setback in training, and him and Dalton did a practice match at the Tigertorium, as we're calling it. And you can see Chris had lost a little bit of a step. What?
Tigertorium, yes.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? But you could see that Chris had lost a little bit of a step. So Dalton was like, this is how you get him back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
He said, this is how you do it. He said, you get him as a ref. And he said, and then I don't even know how he had ref stripes. He's just like, yeah, I have a ref shirt if you want.
He might have like, because I think he did amateur wrestling.
Oh yeah. Fair.
So like sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't do like refereeing at like tournaments for little kids, or maybe he refed like other sporting events, or maybe he worked at fucking Foot Locker.
That's how I'm 90% sure that's how Jeff the Ref got his ref shirt. I got hired at Foot Locker, then they fired me.
It's probably pace setters to be shoot.
To be shoot. But no,
you real Terre Haute people know what I'm talking about.
Pace setters. The real ones know. The real ones know.
That's where I bought my first pair of like when me and Cliff went into tights, they were volleyball shorts from pace setters.
I love that.
100%.
Also want to give a shout out. to Jeremy Lawson at Wrestling Picks
Yes.
on Instagram. He has already been uploading some of the shots from the show.
That one shot of the chair swinging from that perspective.
Oh,
is beautiful. It is
beautiful. Yeah. If I was Dillinger, I would use that as a promo pick and sell it at the merch table. If I were him, that's a good one. Yeah, dude.
That's like frame worthy, to be honest.
That's frame worthy. I have said this about Jeremy Lawson before. He is an incredible photographer. I feel like that he's not going to waste his time on your run-of-the-mill indie. He wants to go where the big fish are. He wants to go to the quality shows. So having him film our show was so cool. He was going to try to make it to Event Horizon, but he couldn't. And then when I told him that we were going to be running in May, and I told him what the name of the show was, he loved it. And he said, I am putting it in my calendar. He said, I am going to be at this show. I was like, okay, good. And then getting to see the shots, I've never seen a shot of his that don't miss. Fun fact, on the podcast last week, I was talking about that picture of me backstage where I'm super depressed and bummed out or whatever.
Yeah.
He was the one that snapped that photo. And I got to have a really cool conversation with him at one point. I was like, dude, you snapped me at probably my lowest. And it was my motivation to get me back to my, to my prime where I need to be like super duper happy again. So he's a good brother. He's a good brother, man. He said, listen, the absolute second that when you're coming back, you tell me. I am going to be here to film or to take pics of the show. And that's awesome. That's awesome. To have people telling me I need to make it to this show, that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, and there's people of quality. And like I said, even if they use our show as practice, like to take good shots and to get in the rhythm, and just to enjoy shooting it. Like I know Mouse used to go around and just shoot a bunch of shows, and he did a phenomenal job. But it's just the show was a blast. Except for my leg, that sucked.
Yeah, yeah, that did suck.
It feels a lot better now today. I threw a front kick and it was like, oh, we're not that good yet, but like normally I don't feel it right now. But yeah, I threw a fucking chest kick like with everything I had at the beginning, and I think I was just dehydrated, and but I hyperextended it and went further than my flexibility. So.
Yeah, speaking of being dehydrated, I found out 3 hours before the show that the air conditioning was out in the building.
But the crowd was hot. It didn't affect the crowd. And thank God it was cooler out.
Yeah.
It was cooler out where the ring was than it was if you're gonna be hot. I'd much rather us wrestlers deal with it than it seep the energy out of the crowd.
I remember looking at Rose and just going, this locker room is thick. And then he just went, yeah, it is. But no, we had shout out to Jason from the ring crew. He and I opened up all the windows, had the doors open, had fans going. I told him, I was like, Jason, cool off this building for me. And he goes, I'm on it. And he was on it, and he got it squared away for me. So shout out to him.
My dumbass started a USA chant, which is for no reason at all. And it's not because I was wrestling my buddy Sabin Gage, who happens to be Hispanic. I could have been wrestling. It could have been my match with Aaron Williams if it would have happened on that day. I just said,
chant USA at someone from Cincinnati.
Yeah, because I was like, I bet I could get a USA chant going. And if you watch back the match, you're going to see me contemplate it for a good 5 to 10 seconds. I'm like, should I do it? Should I do it? Oh, fuck it. I'm going to do it. And I went full Jim Duggan, which, by the way, I was looking online on eBay because they did release like a regular, like a basic figure of him with the face paint from when he teamed with Demolition. And it's like for $15. And I want to pull the trigger on it because like it was such a pivotal like memory in my head when he teamed with Demolition. And now the Demolition has the figures because they have the Hall of Fame gimmick.
Yeah.
Like it has the Jim Duggan with the flag face paint. And I'm like, that's fucking great, dude.
So what you're getting at is that in a couple of days, I'm going to get a phone call. So I pulled the trigger on that figure.
Maybe or not. I'm trying. I got to save money.
Why do you need to save money, Oliver? You got anything big coming up?
Well, I'm not working anymore right now because of the school year's over.
Hey, I think you are getting into something big. But before we get into that, let me remind everyone that this is, of course, the Spot Show podcast. Each and every week, my buddies and I get together and we brother it up and we talk about the wacky world of independent wrestling and everything in between. If you like what we're doing here, you can, of course, go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. There, you can back us at the $5 or above tier. You're going to get all of our shows early and ad-free. But I understand sometimes you don't have the extra money to toss our way. Sometimes the school year's over and you're not collecting that paycheck. So there are free ways that you can support us. Go to madbashstudios.com. There you will find links to all of our social media. Go follow us and subscribe to us on Facebook. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. Go to your favorite podcasting platform. Leave us a 5-star written review. Go to the YouTube channel. Leave a comment and a like on this episode of the podcast. That's how we beat the algorithm. That is how we keep the microphones on and the envelopes full. Now, some dates and plug skis. No dates right now. We are in a little bit of a break, but we will be back at the end of summer. MadBash Wrestling is coming back with a vengeance. But if you want to see what we've been up to, go on over to the Patreon right now. At the $10 tier, you are going to find Event Horizon. Go check the show out. It will be available to the public very, very soon. But if you want that early access, go check out the Patreon and go check out Event Horizon. Also, we have got a highlight video titled Two Dragons that is over on the Facebook page. You can see some highlights from Christian Rose versus Devontae Knox. And then, of course, a big plug. I gave it to him already. Shout out to Wrestling Pics on Instagram. Go give Jeremy a follow. Go check out his pictures. RASSLINPICS over there on Instagram. Go check him out. Check out the images from the show. We got some big news that has already been broken, but now we can actually sit down and talk about it. And we're going to get into that after we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Venom Energy. Hey, we've all been there, and there's nothing wrong with admitting to it. Well, what I mean is that we've all hit that midday slump, and we all need a little push to get us through the rest of the day. Well, what better option to give you a pick-me-up than one of the wonderful flavors of Venom Energy? Venom is what gets MadBash through those long show days, and we know that it can do the same for you. I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit for you, too. Yeah, come to our merch table when you see us at a show, and with the purchase of a MadBash Wrestling sticker or magnet, you get a Venom Energy drink on us. While supplies last, of course, so you better act quick. We'd like to thank Venom again for sponsoring this episode. Please consume responsibly. Not recommended for children under 18, pregnant or nursing women, or people sensitive to caffeine. This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/MadBash Studios. If you head on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios, you are helping fund the definition of independent. Hundreds of hours of content starting at just $5 a month. You are going to get early, ad-free access to everything that MadBash Studios has to offer, on top of exclusive shows starting at just $5 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee a month. You can go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios and you can support the dream of being unapologetically creative. It was announced, 2-3 weeks ago?
Less than that, I think.
Something, yeah, not long ago. That Oliver Cain is living the boyhood dream, something that he's wanted to do for a very long time. Oliver, I will allow you to be the one to say it, even though people pretty much already know what it is. This is your platform. Talk about it. And let me just start by saying I am insanely proud of you for this news.
In July, mid-July to late July, I will be in Japan training and working on shows for Fight Team Oeda. So it is extremely humbling and exciting and nervous, and I can't believe it. It's something that I had kind of given up on because I'm 20 some odd years into wrestling, and it's amazing. I still am trying to wrap my head around. I got stuff I got to get ready, and I still got to go through my clothes to get shit so I can sell them at the secondhand stores in Japan, because American clothes are a big commodity. I wish I would have been able to find one of them damn Trader Joe bags, but
oh yeah, we can get into that. We can get into some of that in a minute.
But no, I had this opportunity. Fight Team Oeda is where Zach Abstract went last year and took that thing that's behind you right there, the Baja title.
Which we'll get into why I have the Baja belt here in just a minute.
Yeah, you got the Baja belt because I don't want to carry it in my bag. And you said you'd be willing to do it. Because
is that the reveal? That's the reveal. Dickie's going to Japan as well. Dickie's going to Japan as well.
You figured me and Zach are going to be there, so you wanted to come, and
yeah,
you always wanted to go to Japan. So to you, it's a vacation.
Yeah,
it's a vacation for you. And I was looking stuff up, and I don't know if we talked about it. I talked to Zach about it, but they have this thing where they'll have they don't have as much secondhand jewelry. But it's really cheap, like Rolexes and watches and stuff, because there's they look at jewelry as being cursed. So if it's like a wedding ring, someone doesn't want a wedding ring from a marriage that fell apart because they feel like the curse goes along with the. But I'm like, if I can get a freaking Rolex for cheap. No,
but no, yeah, this is more. I mean, look, I have told a couple of people, but I've only told people that you had told that you knew. Because look, here's the thing. This is your news to tell. This is not my news to tell. Because I tell someone, hey, I'm going to Japan. And they're like, oh my God, what for? It's I'm like, well, Oliver Cain and Zach Abstract are going. Oliver's going to Japan, and how we've known this since fucking February, I think.
We were waiting on the confirmation of dates, though.
Yeah,
before we got really, because especially with wrestling and everything, you don't want to. I've always learned not to speak up until I know for sure. I had, Aji followed me on Instagram, and I was talking to Zach about it, and he goes, man, just shoot him a message. Shoot him a message. See, the worst he can say is no. And I hit him up and said, hey, I'm looking to come at this time to train, and I'm spoiler alert, which one of the biggest works that they told guys when we were coming up is don't go anywhere unless they pay for you. But most times when you go overseas, you have to pay for that initial thing, unless you're already a name.
Yeah,
if you're already a name, then they'll pay for you.
I'm not gonna say who you were talking to, but you know who I'm talking. They said I'll go there and you said, brother, that's a work. That's a work.
Yeah, no, but that person might be able to pull it off because they're becoming a name.
Yeah.
So good for them, and I love them to death. But for the regular people who you see, they pay so they can go train and get the opportunities, and that's how you get your, so I have no problem admitting that. I can give a shit. I'm towards the twilight of my career. I'm in my early 40s. I'm getting to do the thing that if you told me when I started, at the end of the time, you're going to get to wrestle in Japan, I would have went through all the bullshit, all the drama, and all the setbacks that I've had my entire wrestling career for this. This is going to be me accomplishing the one thing that I set out to do when I started, because Japan was the end all be all for guys my size and my age. Because the cruiserweights really didn't. I mean, the cruiserweights were big, but people forget cruiserweight's 220 pounds. I'm 220 right now. And I'm a big guy compared to guys on shows now. Not height, but thickness. Which is still, I don't, it's hard for me to remind myself, hey, you can knock people down that are bigger than you. They're not that much bigger than you. And I'm sure there's times when I've worked with guys where I thought I was the smaller guy and I was actually the bigger guy. Because body dysmorphia, and I was 155 pounds when I started wrestling. But Japan was the end all be all, and being able to go do that, being able to share it with Zach, being able to bring you along so you can check off your bucket list of going to Japan and buying those Pokemon cards and visiting all these places you want to visit. And it's exciting. God bless my wife and my extended family who's going to be helping her with watching my son, my youngest son, while I'm over in Japan, because, we are a team. And without that, I did ask, hey, this show's on this date. Can I stay? She's like, no, you're going to be gone for 12 days. That's, and this wife likes me, so I'm going to miss her. But no, it's just really exciting. I got some gear I can't wait to wear. The fact that the last show was where I finally put on all the Evil Knievel gear and got the promo pics, and then he used that with the flag behind it to announce I'll be at Monkey Attack for FTO. Is pretty exciting, pretty cool looking. I'm ready to go America it up and play a role and have a great time and learn and just try to establish a relationship with them like I do everywhere else.
Yeah.
Try to be the most respectful of the culture, the most respectful of the opportunity I have, because to me it's a big deal. It's not just, oh, I get to go to Japan. No, it's a big, huge deal. Like I got emotional. I'm not gonna lie. Like I couldn't believe it when we were with the initial text where I'm sitting there. He's like, send me some matches and some promo pics, and I did. And he goes, all right, give me your music and give me some promo pics so I can, and then I was like, holy crap, because thank goodness for Google Translate, thank goodness for Instagram, automatically, auto translating. So it's, I don't know, man. I still can't believe it, and I probably won't believe it until
you're there.
Yeah, until I land and I'm in the Airbnb, man.
Yeah, you're the 2 hours before I get there. We'll get into some of that shit in a minute. I was one of the first people that you told that you were confirmed. I was probably within the first 5 people that you told.
Mm-hmm. I think it went my wife,
of course,
then Zach, then you. I think that's how it went.
Yeah. So we've talked about this proverbial group chat. It's there. Mm-hmm. We get a message and it's from Oliver, and he's like, hey guys, I need prayers. I need vibes. I just took a big risk and I need it to pay off. I'm not going to say what it is, but just know I took a big risk and I would appreciate the vibes, the prayer, all that. And I kind of knew what it was already, because this is something that we had been talking about months leading up to it. And my phone rings. I had just gotten out of the shower, and you're like, dude, I'm going to Japan. And I'm like, what? And you're like, I'm fucking going. Skull Reaper, he messaged me back. He said to send this. I sent it, and he got back to me immediately. And it's just so cool. And then you went like we make the jokes about ADHD Oliver, where you just get in these talk. You just talked for a solid 15 minutes and I didn't get a word in, and I was just letting you be in the moment and letting you talk. And then there was a little bit of a lull in the conversation, and I went, okay, so do I get to go with you? And then you went, of course you get to fucking go with me. Like, what do you mean? Of course, yeah, buy your ticket, whatever. Because we had honestly, Oliver, we had the talks a year ago. When Zach was getting ready to go, he went right after level 4. And then when he came back for the Baja Powers Blast, which was almost a year ago, like 8-9 months ago, we were sitting, you had gone home, he stayed the night with me, and we were sitting on the couch talking the next morning before going to the next booking. And he was like, Dickie, I'm going to take you. He said, I want to get you there. I want to get Oliver there. He said, I'm going to make it happen. And, shout out to Zach Abstract. I think that he was the one that kind of broke the foot off in your ass of like, Oliver, just message him. Like, you know,
he made me do it. And he did.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, can you hit him up to give him? He's like, no, man, you just got to do it. He goes, and we'll do it. And once we get the dates, because when he didn't have the dates for the summer yet. So I was waiting for the dates. And so in that lull time, you're like, fuck, is this going to fall apart?
And we had those conversations.
Is something going to happen that makes him not want to use American guys anymore? Because you never know. You never know, because people are always going over there, and some people don't know how to act. So you just hope that someone doesn't fuck it up. Let's just be real. With anything in life, I don't know how many times, because when it's an extended time away, there are a lot of times, where you're like, we're going to go with this plan. And then between then and there, it's like, hey, I'm going to run this fair. Okay, well, between then and there, somebody else books another wrestling show. And then that show shits the bed at the fair. And the fair's like, well, I can't use you because last time we had a wrestling fed here, they shit the bed. Like,
I think the best example is what happened with Berwyn.
Yeah. Just look at what happened with Berwyn. Like, it used to be very selective who was there, and then everybody got to go there, and then people, tried to carny their way out of getting in trouble for beating somebody up, and the cops got involved, and it became too much of a liability to run shows anymore, and it ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I just was kind of like, you know what, shit or get off the pot. And I was at Nicholas's hockey practice. I was nervous. And when I got the thing back, and he's like, all right, send your stuff. And I was like, holy shit. So you were probably about like 7 maybe, because I think I told some of the parents, that the hockey parents that like are friends of mine, that, because it was just like, I can't fucking believe it. Like, it felt like, I don't know, man. It still is kind of numb right now about it, because I still got, we got a month and a half before we got to bounce, but it's pretty.
Yeah, it's coming up.
But that's gonna.
Before you fill out the paperwork yet?
No, I
need to get on that.
I've been well. Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Parties, graduation parties. Today was supposed to be Nicholas's last day of school, but he said he didn't want to go. So.
Yeah. So I think that we save some of the woes that we had and some of the minor hurdles that we had on Paige Show, because there's a couple of stories there where
I will just go on the record in case anyone's hearing. There was a little hiccup, but I love Southwest Airline or United Airline, whichever airline I'm flying out of. They are the #1 greatest airline. So I'm just going to say that.
United's great. Love United. Don't have a
yes.
single bad thing to say about United Airlines. They're great.
Yeah, they're the best.
They're the best.
Best customer service.
Awesome customer service.
Yes, 100%. Yes. So if you hear this, United Airlines, we love you.
We do.
And yes.
$5, guys. Paid show. No,
not me. I'm a huge fan of United Airlines.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to continue to sing the praises. I love it.
And I'll be a huge fan of United Airlines till August.
August. No, It was really cool because, like I said, I told one person and they said, "Man, congratulations," and I'm like, "Don't congratulate me. If you're going to congratulate anyone, congratulate Oliver, congratulate Zach. They're the ones that are actually doing something. I'm just going." And I mean, brother, a worker always brings his gear, so you never know.
Are you gonna bring a black MadBash hoodie?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna bring just a big, just a nice black MadBash hoodie. Have my roller bag with me, use it as a kickstand, you know what I mean? But
take up like three
maybe,
seats on
probably. That might be what I do. No, it's gonna be an experience. And once we knew that it was official and we knew that it was going to happen, that was when I officially had the talk with you of I was like, "Oliver, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You don't know what this means. It's so cool." And I've kind of done it with Zach a little bit, but not fully. I haven't had the chance to.
Yeah.
But I posted a picture on my Facebook. It's me, you, Zach, and Parker. And you are three people that were key instruments in helping me through one of the darkest periods of my life. And I owe a lot to all three of you. And the fact that two of the three, I get to go brother it up for almost 2 weeks in a foreign country in Japan, is so fucking cool, dude. And the fact that you're willing, because I know you're gonna
be so clean, dude. You're gonna be so clean. You're gonna have so much soap on you.
I know, yeah. I just might.
You might come back from soap land, is from what I hear.
So the thing about with you is that it's never been a dickhead, I don't want to help people out thing. It's always I'm iffy about who I take places, because you never know what they might do. Maybe they don't want to do what all the other astronauts do. You never know.
Yeah, I don't want to. It's more of I don't want to bring somebody that I'm iffy about, and they do something that screws it up for
that's my point.
The guy in the future that could really use that and benefit from it.
That's my point. So the fact that you have the trust in me to be like, yeah, you can come with us to Japan. I mean, granted, while you guys are doing your thing, I'll be fucking hitting the town. I'll be fucking trying to find all these local card stores. I'll be trying to, do all this because I've got 3 goals in Japan. And I was just telling someone this, get prepared for the most American, this is what I want to do in Japan. I want to buy Pokemon cards. I want to go to the 7-Eleven or any one of those stores.
Yeah.
And I want to get Japanese exclusive McDonald's menu items.
Dude,
those are surface level though.
Granted. I would like to get those, like the Happy Meal toys in Canada. They have hockey sticks. Like little mini hockey sticks. And I was like, God, I wish for Nicholas, because the hockey shit. But I'm glad we didn't pull the trigger on the Airbnb like at the very beginning, because that one we found that we're going to be staying at now is so much nicer. And
we're going to be staying
right around
really
the same
nice
price.
Yeah,
we all have our own rooms, so that's
going to be great, man. It's going to be great. Oliver's still waiting for some payment on that one.
Yep.
But no, like it was so funny dealing with you with this, of where I made the joke. I said, I am never traveling with Oliver Cain ever again. Because I would get a call one day. I don't know. I think we just look for an Airbnb. I think that'd be the way to go. And then like 2 days later, man, I think we just say fucking Airbnb and we just get a hotel. That'd be the way to do it. Then a couple of days later, I think an Airbnb is the way to go. And it's just like, Oliver, make your fucking mind up. But I remember one night we sat for about an hour or so on the phone, and we were just going through different Airbnbs. And you found one and you're like, dude, this has a set of samurai armor in it. This rules. And it was so small, but you were like, I don't fucking care. It's got samurai armor. And I'm like, Oliver, like, really think about
I wasn't gonna get those. I just like to you asked my wife when we went house hunting. I always picked the one that was real weird because I knew the ones that we were gonna get were gonna be the ones that she picked, just because she has a great eye for stuff. So I'm like, if we were going to look at 3 houses, I want to at least look at one of these weird houses. Like we looked at a house in Forsyth when we were moving there. That I swear it was a cocaine house. It had like a fucking ballroom in this house, and an in-ground pool, a shed that had a hot tub in it. It had like this. I was like, this is a cocaine house. And they're like, no, no. When we went into the house, there was like a monitor system set up in the living room that had all the cameras. I'm like, somebody did some shit that people are going to come back. And then we went into the garage, and there was a fucking glass mirrored coffee table that the base of the coffee table was a Black Panther. So
is awesome.
So even the realtor was like, this is probably a cocaine house. Because it was like you walk down this hallway, because we're like, where's this room that we saw like on the thing? And there was a closet door, you opened it, and there was a fucking room that was probably 20 by 20 easily. And it looked like you could either have like a dance studio in there or a dojo. And I'm like, this would be my dojo, babe. And she's like, we're not getting this cocaine house. I'm like, okay, but
that woman puts up with so much bullshit with you. Like she may be the most patient woman on earth.
It's reciprocal now, man.
I know.
She's getting older and started menopause, so it's reciprocal now. I love her to death. But she's like, I know it's just my hormones pissing me off right now. And I go, I know, but I could make it easier for you.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, there's not many wives that would be that accepting of like, yeah, go to Japan for 12 days with the boys, you know? Because I think
she's trying to get me to be done. She's trying to get me to be done. And she's like, you do this, and then she's also like, you'll find another fucking Everest.
So that's what we've had that conversation.
So then I was like, hey, guess what about England? And she's like, no, I don't want to spend $2,000 a fucking year for you to go wrestle.
She's supportive with a limit.
Yeah, because it's expensive. It costs money. Yeah. Money's real. You know how you like are able to afford nice things? You don't blow money on dumb shit. So that's And she likes to, pay everything off. She doesn't like to be in debt, which a lot of people are propped up by debt. I'm talking about real life shit, but yeah. So like we have one car payment. We have 4 cars and only one car payment because we pay the cars off before we get a new one. That's just how she is. She buys Toyotas and takes care of them. She got me a Jeep because she wouldn't let me have a motorcycle. That's why I have a Jeep, because I could take everything off.
That is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm stoked for the trip. I know where we're staying. It's beautiful. It's cool.
It's close to the training facility, which is a bonus.
Very close. One funny thing, you had one that you were like ready to pull the trigger on, and then you noticed one key thing, and it was that it did not have hot water.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay, how do you not have hot water? And then I love him to death, but Zach's like, well, as hot as it's going to be, I think I can go. I'm like, well, no, you can, not me.
Yeah,
you guys can find something. I'll go stay at a fucking hotel with hot water. You enjoy yourself without me.
Exactly. But no, it was a really funny thing because Oliver he hands me the Baja, and he goes, I got so much luggage, there's so much shit to put in my luggage. You take it. And
well, to be fair, you offered. You're like, oh,
I did offer. I said, look, I probably should have got the belt bag from you. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if those were. They were like $9 on fucking Amazon, and I think the zippers broke on both of them. To be honest,
it's in pretty good shape still.
Yeah.
I mean,
you might want to take a whiteout pin and there's that one area.
Yeah, there's that one spot right here. But let's talk about that, man. Like how there's a guy that's buddies with Zach that is like super excited about the Baja coming back to Japan.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I know.
But yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, that's all I'm saying is that's got to be a cool feeling. Is that
I like the fact that he lives in Japan and can speak English, so he can help translate for us.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real, so I don't have to like Google translate everything.
Yeah,
I'm gonna learn the key phrases so I can be respectful. But
arigato.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool to me. Is that something that we created as, for all intents and purposes, a joke? Is a world title, A, and then B, there is someone in Japan right now that is excited that it is coming back to Japan because he loves the belt so much. It's just cool to me. It's just really cool. That's just a cool feeling to know something that I created with Michael Madrox, which is MadBash, is a global brand kind of, there's no kind of to it. I mean, you guys are going over there as guys that are a part of the MadBash roster. You're not going there because you guys are a part of the MadBash roster, but everywhere you guys go, you basically represent the brand because you're two of my main guys. So it's cool. It's cool.
USA. And then the one
Okay, let's talk about
City.
USA City. So there is a town. I hope that we're pronouncing it right.
It's USA. We looked it up, but it was still funny.
So we're going through Airbnbs, trying to find a good Airbnb in the area. And Oliver goes, USA City, that rules. We're staying here. And then it's like, he was just joking, like, dude, if we stay in USA City, that's so cool. And I was like, Oliver, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced USA. And you go, I don't care. USA, brother, USA. And then we found out it's like an hour away from Oida, so
because you got to be smart.
Yeah,
you can't nickel and dime yourself. And that's why I'm glad we found the place that's like 4 miles away from the training academy and can just honestly walk if we want. Or luckily we have the trainee, the people of the roster will come pick us up to take us to train, which is exciting to just develop relationships. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put, this is what I wanted to do since I started wrestling. So I wanted to put my best foot forward of the 20 some odd years and give all the respect in the world. That's why I'm going to physical therapy right now to try to fix this broken body, to my one last hurrah. Because I can do matches. I can gut through matches, but like training is going to be, that's a different beast. Your body going through full on training is completely different than just when the red light's on,
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a very exciting time. So that is why we are taking the summer off, is that we have a lot going on.
Can we do one of these in Japan?
A podcast?
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find it. Yeah, I could probably bring the equipment.
I mean, do we need like a lot of do you need more than your laptop?
Oh God, I just need my little pocket recorder and 2 microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
I mean, couldn't we do it like this? Like just stream it like this? Like how we're doing it now?
I'd have to do some research and figure out a good way how to do it. But yeah, we could probably figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it'd be kind of neat to do we could have me, you, and Zach on it.
Well, I plan on vlogging while we're there too. So that's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, man, it's exciting. It's an exciting time for the brothers.
Everything hurts. That's what my shirt says.
I love that. So, well, all right, Oliver, what do you say we hop off here, get into Paige show? We'll tell a few stories that we kept off of Spot show, mostly about our post-show adventures on after Gang Wrestles for the Troops. Listen, thank you to everyone who attended the Gang Wrestles for the Troops. We really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who I'm speaking for you here, of course. Thank you to everyone who has sent the well wishes of the fact that Oliver's going to Japan. Yes, even though I'm just going as a tourist, like, thank you guys too for telling me that you're happy for me. You know, I mean, it's not every day that someone gets to go to Japan, but yeah, I know Oliver reflects the sentiment of thank you. I know Zach more than likely does as well, because that's just Zach. He's a good brother, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop off here. We're going to get on Paige Show. You can follow me on Instagram at DWobsEditBay, MadBash_wrestling on Instagram, the big plug ski, MadBashStudios.com, Patreon.com/MadBash Studios. You can find Oliver on Instagram at Hybrid Cain. Check out Event Horizon right now on the Patreon. If you're on the Patreon, you are about to hear a paid show, but if you are not, then we will see everyone down the road on some form of content.